I teach history and gender studies here at Pasadena State College. Many of you know me. Obviously, my students know me. Those of you who are my students, I recognize there can be many distractions, and while I do want you to be tweeting, I also want you to be taking notes, because you may find yourselves being tested subsequently on what it is that Mr. Deen says. Not to add any pressure, but yes, those of you who are in the media will maybe be taking notes for different reasons. Second of all, again, there's going to be time for Q&A. We do have a hard stop at 2:40, just to both to accommodate media and to accommodate everybody else who is. We'll see what happens. Again, we're way over the room capacity. Okay. All right. So let me continue with a little bit about this class for the benefit of those media who are here really quickly. This is Humanities 3. Humanities 3 is Humanities and the Social Sciences. It is a course that exists, as we call it, as an empty vessel into which professors can pour whatever syllabus they like. It's an opportunity for students to learn about things that don't fit normally into the curriculum. I teach, for example, humanities courses on dysfunctional families and men and masculinity. And I also teach this course on navigating pornography. This is the second semester that I've taught navigating pornography. We first taught it in the spring of 2012, but I was unable to book PCC's most famous alumnus right now for an engagement then, and I'm thrilled he's accepted today. Bottom line, we live in a culture where there is a tremendous amount of shame and stigma that surrounds sexuality. The hubbub and the controversy around this class today and this speaking engagement only proves that that's existing. As a consequence, one of the things that I want this event to be is an opportunity for my students, and I hope for the broader community, to meet someone who has dedicated his professional career not only to making some wonderful entertainment, but also to being a spokesperson for ending shame. I don't know if you describe yourself that way, but that's how, it's how I've seen your work. And I want this event to be about dispelling some myths, dispelling some misconceptions. There will be time for Q&A from my students in this classroom setting only, please. And for me, the Q&A with the media will take place outside. But you didn't come to hear me. My students come to hear me because they have to. And so I want to introduce very proudly an alumnus of Pasadena City College. Anyone who's ever taken a course here counts as an alumnus. And today's most celebrated and in many ways most awarded adult entertainer, James Deen.
Hi. So, I'm James Deen, and I need to talk. What exactly would you like to speak about?
I covered everything except that. A little bit about, let's start with how you got into this business when you left, especially as a PCC student. How did you go from PCC to porn stars?
Well,
by the way, this is not intended as an instruction manual.
Well, I always wanted to do adult films as long as I could remember. I pretty much aspired to be an adult film performer. When I was 15, me and the high school I went to had a disagreement about various things, and they requested me to not come back. I then took the California High School Proficiency Exam, which gives you a diploma from the state of California, so I'm a high school graduate with a diploma. And then decided that I should further my education and go to City College until I filled all the requirements and was able to transfer to university. I was going to go for UCLA because I like LA and I like their campus, and it seemed like a good idea. My reason for doing this was purely just because I had no idea how to get into the adult film industry, if I was going to be able to perform, if I was in the adult film industry. I didn't really know much about it, so there isn't much information given to anybody about the adult film industry. It's just this world where porn comes from, this thing, And so, because of that, my backup plan was just to stay in school and just study until I figured out something else I wanted to do with my life. Luckily for me, I I did, pretty okay in the adult film world, and I'm doing all right. So, living the dream now. So yeah, so pretty much, while I was at junior college, I just pretty much tried to be as diligent as possible and go to school and pretend that I didn't have this plan, and in the event that it didn't work out. And then when I turned 18, I had a connection that I knew somebody who knew somebody who knew somebody who knew somebody. Knew somebody who knew somebody, and that somebody put me in the movie, and on that set there were a whole bunch of people that had been in the adult film world for 20 years and more, and once they all found out it was my first scene, they got very excited that here's some 18-year-old guy who is nice and not offensive and, can perform, and, now they referred me to everybody, and I started working all the time. I then quit my job at Starbucks up the street on Pillar Walnut, and decided I wasn't going to continue my final semester at PCC before transferring to university. And that is how I got into the adult